Yo, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for being here. It's another episode of your boy Sasha Rock, the regular cat Konvo. Shout out to my boy King Virtue. You have some fun tonight. Got one of my peoples in here, man. Had to open up to some of my Ghost Squad crew music. Shout to that young dude, so soon. I call him young. Shout out my young bro. He's younger than me, so you know. This joint is called The Underclass. Woo! I love to talk, y'all, but I want y'all to hear this music, man. Vibe with me. Come on. Woo! Talk to him so soon. Tonight we got my man Bonsu here tonight. Yeah. Bonsu Thompson. You've been following this hip-hop as long as I have, man. Chances are you done read some of his articles. What up, cuz? So soon is a pleasure, bro. Banging music is banging music, kid. Thank you for the music, bro. I appreciate you. What up, cuz? Thanks for joining us as always. But somebody's gotta do it. Hope everybody's enjoying their week. Thanks for being here with me tonight on a Thursday. Listen, cause you hear this joint right here? Schwickens, thanks for joining me. I hope I said the name correctly. I appreciate it. Tonight we're gonna have some fun with my brother Bonsu Thompson. Shout out to my Ghost Squad. Shout out to my tribe. Shout out to my partner DJ. Yeah. My man so soon, cuz he's in the room with us. It's his joint. Tough. He's part of my squad, the Ghost Squad. You're gonna hear a lot more. Yo. That's what I'm talking about right there. Fire. Got another one from my brother So Soon right here. We're just gonna rock out some Ghost Squad too. My man Bonsu get here. Oh. Come on. Listen, Virtue, I've been rocking So Soon catalog all day. I challenge somebody to find a whack track. Everything I've been hearing is fire, bro. Bonsu was good, bro. Thanks for being here. Ready for this one. Yo, absolutely. So record all this, bro. All the episodes is recorded. So Bonsu, if you get a chance, send a request, bro. I was trying to get you on here, but it wasn't letting me.
Like these are flip phones, that's how it goes when you play with a new phone. Migrate to your zip code, bitch, you know my motive.
Yeah, Bonsu. If you can send a request to me, Bonsu, it's not letting me get you, bro. Let me see. Oh, never mind. I got you. I'm coming. Alright. Just that smoothness for your Thursday nights. Shout out to my brother So Soon. Whiskey Boys is in the building. What up? Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Yes. What's good, brother?
How's everything, man?
Listen, everything's great, man. I want to thank you for your time, man. Listen.
Of course, man. Come on, man.
Yo, I know. Listen, but you ain't got to.
That's what we do. Come on now. I gotta think you. We can start. We start thanking each other for the support. I gotta thank you every single time. I mean, come on, how many times you pulled up for us, man? Come on now.
Listen, man. It's just one of those things we do, man. And it's like, for everybody don't know, man, this is my brother Bonsu Thompson, esteemed writer, like creator, innovator, everything you put under the table. For this culture, this man has definitely been down for it. He bleeds it. I thought I bled this thing, man. Listen, it's something different with Bonsu.
Man,
so I want to thank you.
We all do. You know, like I said, it's the same village.
Listen, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. You went from rocking busy big time last night to getting me some time in here today, man. Appreciate that, bro.
Yo, I'm having one of those weeks, man. It's like legendary week, man. I was in the studio with Pete Rock on Tuesday, and then last night it was the whole Netflix thing. It was
word.
I say this all humbly, man. You know, it's the fact that we could be in these rooms, man. You know, like I was on the chat with my friends last night, and I was like, I can't believe I'm next to Jay-Z. And they were like, what's the context? I was like, the context is I got here. I made the right steps to get here.
No,
whatever I've done, it was the right moves. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's what is dope about it, because
what's up, A-Block?
You took your steps there. A-Block, my tribe, peace. What's going on? We're gonna holler to A-Block. We got some things to talk about and chop it up with, you know. But tonight we got my bro Bonsu here, man. Thanks for joining us. You know what I'm saying? So
I got my agent in here and everything. She's spying on me to make sure I'm repping right.
Which one is your agent? Which one is your agent?
I can't say.
Oh, okay, never mind. Well, thank you for joining.
She's here though.
Listen, thank you for being here on the Regular Cat Convo. We got Bonsu here. I want to get into it, man. Bonsu, like I said, I met you personally last year during the pandemic, thanks to, once again, our brother Tor.
Right.
You know what I mean? Through the pandemic, we was there, like you said, daily, rocking with each other. We formed a bond. Right. You know what I mean? And we always agree to disagree when it comes to the music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Y'all stay getting on me too when I'm super faded too. It's funny.
Yeah, man. Listen.
We was on lockdown. I was on lockdown. But I'm here with like bottles and weed. So you know.
Man, you and Tor was like the Arsenio Hall show for us, bro. Y'all had this going, man. You know what I'm saying? It was like tune in.
Y'all were the dog pound. Acting up.
Listen, we had so much fun, man, and it got us through because we all know what everybody went through, man. We all were touched by the pandemic, definitely in every way. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know, but with you, bro, like your story starts way back. You know, so you can.
Made me sound real old, man. Nah. I've been in the game for years.
Yeah. The reason I say way back is because I remember the things that I was reading, and sometimes I'm thinking it was like yesterday. Then somebody got pulled my coat to like, yo, you know, you're talking about something that's like 20 years ago, right?
Yeah. And it's not honestly like it's fine. I started very young. Like I was published before I graduated from college. So so I was a very young, like I was like a 25-year-old music editor. Like, you know, I was fairly young. So so now, like, I mean, being my age, like I have, 20 plus years in the game, you know. I'm just still waiting for my grades, you know.
Now, talk about the beginning of it, though, man. Like, how did you, like, before being published, you know, because I know that your story didn't start with you being a published writer, you know what I mean? Like, how did you get into the writing aspect? What were your steps before that?
I mean, I've always been a writer. I've always written
Okay.
in some regard.
Right.
I mean, like I'm talking like I don't even remember like not being able to write like as a kid.
Mm.
And you know, coming up, you know, fortunately, I had parents who they showed me that black was beautiful and our culture was very important. So I always, you know, would flock towards culture, black history,
Mm.
our skin color. You know, like I want to watch black shows.
Right.
I was more of a fan of Tootie than Natalie. You know, when you watch, you know, Facts of Life,
Absolutely.
stuff like that. You know, good time. So naturally, when in expressing myself, I would express myself. You know, I would express myself like either you know telling a black narrative in some way, even when I didn't even know what a black narrative was at 4 years old. You know, it's a cops and robbers tale, but both cops are black and like you know most likely the bad guy was white because that's just how I was raised by my dad. You know,
But see, that was a good thing because you wasn't, I mean, we know growing up, and I know when I was growing up, you know, what you see on TV, like Starsky and Hutch, you know what I mean?
love,
All of that.
love. But I also, you know, I love Huggy Bear. You know, like that was
Yeah.
Huggy Bear was the coolest guy. Starsky Hutch to me. You know.
But that's what we knew, and that's what we was shown, and that's what it was. It was like, these are the good guys all the time. But in your household, you were told that that's not always the narrative, and that's dope because, you know, some people aren't told that until late or may never be told at
Or
all.
never been told. Yeah, like I'm, you know, we know lots of us are brainwashed out here, or just completely ignorant to our greatness. You know, and that's just part of you know the byproduct of racism. We're beaten down by it so much, and sometimes we're beaten down by it and can't even see it. Like imagine just being punched upside your head by an invisible bully. You know, that's what racism is to a lot of black folks. So it's like you are still going to suffer PTSD. You know,
Right.
and sometimes you grow up like I wish I wasn't my color because then this invisible bully wouldn't be beating me up every day. You know, now you are hating yourself. You start hating the people who look like you, and like that's the psychological effects of racism.
And it's the thing that, once again, I always say it's the crabs in the barrel thing because we always feel like one person is like, we only think one person's going to get out. And
Right,
it's like, okay, we got to be that one. And if
right.
you see somebody getting out, is sometimes they may not be celebrated, you
Absolutely,
know?
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
so, like you coming up from the beginning, it sounds like those traits and those qualities was taught to you,
Yeah, just
blessed to be at
yeah,
an early age.
yeah. And I mean, I have to give it really to my father. I mean, my father, you know, he grew up typical a black man, black boy. You know, Southern parents. You know, Christian following, and you know, they went to church every Sunday and all of that, you know, but like he felt like there was a deeper truth there. He felt like it didn't represent his truth, his people's truth, and he went searching for that in Africa. And he discovered his religion, and that's how I got my name Bonsu, because it's West African, it's Ghanaian, and his religion is West African, it's the Akan religion. So yeah, you know,
Okay.
so like, you know, it wasn't even so much him just like preaching to me. It was just like my dad just didn't want me to be ignorant or blind to what the reality of this country was. You know, he really prepared me without me. I mean, I didn't realize this until I was an adult, how much he really prepared my mindset for this world. You know, like I had like the number one thing, I mean, it's one of the main things you should do when you are a parent of a black child is to instill in them their own beauty. Like let them know they have value. Because this country, this world will constantly tell them that they're the opposite, that they're, you know, that they're disposable, that they're not worth it, that, you know, they're lower class. And, you know, you have to instill in them that strength from jump, you know, so they have the armor to go and you know, face the winds and the turbulence that this world gives you.
Absolutely, man. Peace to everybody joining us. Our brother KB's in the building. Peace to Tosh. Everybody's joining us here. You know, growing up in, I mean, for me, like I said, I wear my age on my sleeve. I'm 45, so I came up in Mount Vernon in the 80s, early 80s, all of that.
We said
So,
exactly. I grew up in Brooklyn, you know, so same time.
exactly.
It's
So
like
we
going to,
know
yeah,
that was real. Like everything you're speaking on is what we fought through. And imagine not having the social media to expose as much as exposed now. Everything was so isolated. So everybody sometimes would make it think like, oh, that's just one time. Nah, this was happening. Like as the way it's recorded now was happening, just wasn't recorded.
Yeah. No, I mean, and it was, and I mean, I actually am grateful that I didn't, that I wasn't really outside as much in it. I was super young, but like I was very much affected by the crack era. You know what I'm saying? Like that was in my family, in fact, whatever, in a number of ways. Personally,
Word.
socioeconomically, like it affected me, and that was a terrible time for us because they completely railroaded us. The government completely railroaded us. They like not only were we already we're already like, behind the race, like they just completely like destroyed our families, and took our fathers and males out of the household, and the grandmother became the dominant figure in the family, like, I mean, I don't know where I would be if I didn't have my grandmother, you know what I'm saying? So
you're speaking to the choir here, bro. I grew up, I grew up in the projects, my grandmother's house, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
she was like, like, I don't know where I would have been without my grandmother, because
yeah. Like she was the matriarch, all of that, like the stone, you know what I mean? The rock,
That's the right of the whole family. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Now let me ask you though, because with us going through these things, did you use writing to escape it, or just to tell your story of it?
Yeah, I mean, I probably subconsciously. I was always in love with writing. I mean, I remember, like, my parents divorced when I was really young, but I remember, like, I have very few memories of my parents being in the same household. But one thing that I never left me was that my dad made it a point, like, before I would go to sleep, super young, I had a choice. He could either read me a bedtime story, a book of my choice, or draw me something. So I was always into arts. I always into design and what looks, you know what I'm saying? And like now today, I was even talking to a friend of mine today, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you and your documentaries and the design of it all, like that's the perfectionism." And I'm like, "That's not perfection. That's just me, like appreciating design and symmetry and the shot. Like if you see even like you follow me on Instagram, like I love documenting things with like film."
Right.
Because like I love the fact of like seeing an entire moment and then distilling what's like the highlight, what's the 15-second highlight of that minute. You know what I'm saying? And if you can keep doing that and tell a story, then like I think there's a craft to that. So I play around with my love for documentaries on my IG stories. Yeah. So like I could be somewhere for like an hour, but like I'll show you like 30 seconds of it. And
you capture those moments.
Yeah. You'll get the gist of it. It's a craft. So it's like a daily little exercise that I do just to keep that. So when it's time for me to do it on a big level, that muscle's already kind of strengthened.
Let me tell you, that's why I felt like last night I was there. I was like, yo, I had a ticket. Like those
See?
moments.
See what I mean?
And it was dope. But see, that's what started with me always going to shows and like tour sky shows. I was capturing those moments, and then it led to the bus trips because everybody was like, let me know when you're going again, So, capturing moments is big, man. Historic moment, everything.
I love, I look at my boy Sin's on here now, like, just document it, man. Like, and the thing I love about it is because I was late to social media. Like, I didn't like social media at first. Like, I came up when we're not really supposed to be taking pictures like that. Like, we're not really supposed to be telling us. So it's like, but now it's like where I'm comfortable, where it's like I know, number one, I'm 100% legal, so like like I'm very proud of where I am and what I'm doing. Like, there's no reason to hide anything. So now it's like but I found a way to maneuver social media where it's like I can show you a ton of stuff, and you're still not gonna know everything. Like last night's party, like there's so much that happened last night. Like
exactly,
I can tell you, I could talk to you for a whole hour about last night's party, and yet you still feel like you were there from like the clips of 15-second clips that I gave you. Like that's storytelling, But there is so much that happened, hilarious, like private stuff that we can't say. Like
it just be moments. Be moments that happen throughout the night,
Yeah, it's all just distilling it, man. Honestly.
Word, man. Now speaking of that, capture moments, man. That's what you've been. I feel like you mastered that, and you mastered not only capture moments but telling stories of moments and times, and you've done that with your pen and It's it resonates, and it's been doing that for years. Like I said, when I've been about reading your work. Right. So, go back to like what you said when you first started, your first published piece of work.
That was my first published piece was I was an intern at Double XL. I was actually the summer before I went back to school for my senior year, And yeah, I had to like, do like a funny thing is I was under Daytona Thomas, who's my brother, right? But like my first published piece was a record review, and it was like 150 words, but like, I fucking obsessed over it. You know what I'm saying? It's your imagine your first game in the league, right? Like,
right, absolutely.
You want to make sure your form is perfect. Everything you do is perfect. Your uniform, your warm-ups are perfect. You dunking properly. Like, so I obsessed over it. And I was waiting for like all this feedback, and they were like, yeah, like it's fine. And I'm like, no, really, what is it? So I was like, all right, like when it come out, it's gonna probably be butchered, it's gonna be changed up, they're gonna rewrite it. And if they really didn't change much, it's gonna be a word or two here and there. And I was like, okay, like that was the confidence, like, yo, it's on now. Like,
right.
And there's no turning back.
Now, I'm sure you still have it, like you still have it framed or anything like that, your first piece?
I do not. But I'm sure I know what issues it's in, so I can find it. That's funny. I'm glad you mentioned that. I should probably go find it. Because I think I don't keep as many like magazines. They just take. I've been in the magazine game for so long.
Right.
I can't keep everything. So like I've gotten rid of so much stuff. There's a ton of stuff in my mom's garage. My brother has a bunch of my stuff. So yeah. So I mean, but and also I have friends who also are collectors. So they have like old stuff that I've forgotten about. Like, yo, remember you wrote this, or remember this issue? I'll go to the house, and they have like issues that I haven't seen in forever. So yeah, I'm gonna actually go back and probably find that. I think I remember the cover because I mean it was summer of '98. So whatever issue at that time it's in there.
Crazy year hip hop was '98, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, good time. Man. It was. Yeah, I remember going to like my first, maybe it was even my first or my second album review listening session. Right. It was for Hard Knock Life 2.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Life 2. And I remember that I'm a shorty, right? I'm like
And Jay at the time was on top of everything.
About like he hadn't even really become Jay yet. He was like just becoming like superstar rapper Jay. Because remember, like Volume 1 was fire, and he was a big time. He's one of the best, but like he wasn't like he didn't get those sales yet. And like Volume 2 was the one where he went double platinum and became like Billboard official. So, it was a great time. Like he was about to become that guy,
Seeing the pop bubble is always dope though, man. That's the fun when you see it bubbling and it's about to be what it is.
Yeah, and you never know where it's gonna go, right? Like it wasn't like I was like, I'm on the precipice of rap taking it to another level or Jay-Z becoming this. It was just like I remember Reasonable Doubt is the shit, right? That's one of the fucking illest rap albums ever. Like Volume 1 wasn't as good, but still fire on it because where I'm from is on there as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, what's coming next? Because he's still been killing it. He's the Who You With, not the Who You With. Who You With is a single that was on the was it Booty Call soundtrack?
That was Who You. What
was that? Was that the Who You With soundtrack?
I forgot what soundtrack
that was the Booty Call soundtrack.
I don't think it was it Booty Call? I feel like it was somewhere.
Because I mean, I know it was like, cause I know Def Jam was doing a lot that summer where there was the Nutty Professor soundtrack.
Yeah,
there was I know Booty Call was one. Oh, I think it was How to Be a Player soundtrack.
Yeah, okay, I thought it was like a Bill Bellamy song.
Yeah, that's yeah. So How to Be a Player. So anyway, whatever. Like Jay-Z's killing it.
Oh, Blue Streak, King Virtue, you got it. It was Blue Streak.
You said what?
Blue Streak, he said it
No, it wasn't Blue Streak.
Oh, okay, word.
Blue Streak was on Girl's Best Friend. That's what was on Blue Streak.
Yes.
That was I think Shonda's singing on that, right?
Yeah. But that time though, like you said though, it was a lot.
Blue Streak was 99.
Oh, see, you very on point with your numbers, man. You can play, bro. Now before you was published though, it's funny because you let it leak out when I said it. I forgot whose live we was in. It probably was in Tissue. Shout out to my brothers. Phil and Savard Tissue on the tape when we was talking about Shot Stimuli. You said he was your college roommate. Shot Stimuli.
Oh yeah, we used to live around. Yeah, he used to live in East Flatbush. My mom lived in East Flatbush, and he lived in East Flatbush as well. He used to like play ball. We used to go to elementary school. Really, like that's where we first met each other in elementary school.
Oh, okay.
Like super, like 8 years old, shorty. Yeah, and then we separated. I went to different schools. I was spending more time in Bed-Stuy, and he was playing ball. And then we connected again in college because I was rapping at the time and he was rapping at the time.
That's where I was going.
Yeah. We're not gonna get too much of that, but yeah, like, you know, I was yeah, but like, you know, so then we connected on that. It was like, and it was just like we came back together now where it's like we're not shorties anymore. You know, man, he's like fucking 6'3" at the time now, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, I'm way different than I was at 8 years old. Like, you know, he's different.
Yeah,
And
things
we
different.
really, the music really connected us, you know, really connected us. And we kind of like formed like a crew, man. And we were nasty. We were nasty, you know. Shop's always been disgusting though. Always been disgusting.
Yeah. That's my guy, man. It's funny. And shout out to everybody who's joining the room, our tribe. My man, Miss T, Jamil Honesty, the legend.
Got Master Ace on here. Oh man,
The
no
legend
pressure.
Master Ace.
Yo, Ace was wearing the at the Kane and KRS in Barclays. He had on. I think we were like two dudes wearing the Sergio Tashini joint. So like I saw him on stage and I had the jacket on, and afterwards he was getting his card, and I was with Jermaine Hall. He was getting his card, and I was like, yo, I got the memo, got the dress code. You know what I'm saying? So we go ahead. I was like, that's a great moment, man. I was like, kicking out for Master Ace is still that guy, man. He's still that guy.
Listen, real talk, and I don't hide it. Everybody know I've been an Ace fan since the '90s. Like my cousin would come over. I'm always rocking Saturday Night Live. I was rocking something Ace. Cheap ass. Yo.
Yeah. No,
I was
banging those Bang Speed albums, man. Like, you know, like I was a music editor, but I was a music editor. I listened to everything. I don't care if it was Jean Grey. I don't care if it was Master Ace. I don't care if it was Pretty Ugly. Like, I listened to everything. You know what I'm saying? So.
And everybody know, I tell everybody from the jump, A Long Hot Summer is one of my top 5 albums on
Duro! Oh man.
Try to argue if you want. That is my point.
You got some legends on here. Duro's on here. Hey, Master.
Listen, I'm thankful, man. They're here because you're here, brother, and I'm loving the support I've been getting with this. Yeah. And we're gonna get into that because honestly, the Regular Cat Convo, I thank you for this, bro. Right. Because you and Tor, you guys gave me a vision. Like, this is spawned from what you guys were doing. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to rap anymore. I knew I wasn't doing that, but I knew I just wanted to still be in this hip hop.
Oh, you used to rap too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had some things, man. I rocked the Toes Place. I had my song Retired from the radio back in the day.
Oh, shit.
You know what I mean? So,
I have to dust off my rhyme book, man. Come up there and check you, man.
Listen, be you and Phil, because Phil still be spitting, though, man.
I know Phil be spitting. You couldn't tell me.
Phil be body joints now.
You know Phil be spitting. Absolutely.
Yeah, I saw the joints with Jada and Nikki Fax. I'm like, see, Phil got a deal in the works, you know?
Oh, okay. Oh, you know, he got all my support. You know, as long as just don't tell no wax snaps, so you got to go, man.
Word, man. Yeah. Now, you said you started.
I'm joking, Dub. No, knock it off, man. I'm not fucking playing. I'm joking.
Yeah, everybody know about that Ace. I see somebody over there sitting on Chrome, you know. But with you started at Double XL, though. You were saying.
Right. Yeah, I did.
You know, and what was it like there, though? Because that was in the beginning with Double XL too, correct?
Well, the thing is, I was doing Double XL and Slam magazine because they both had the same. They was under the same house, same publishing house. Which is ironic because they were both my favorite magazines. Like Slam was my favorite basketball magazine, Double XL favorite rap magazine. You know, and again, it was, you know, of course, the big magazines were Vibe Source, but like I was always interested in like, you know, the true, you know, the underdog. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They were like the one closest to like the real music, the gritty shit, the street shit, and then of course, you know, Slam, they really looked at basketball through the lens of like hip hop culture, so I fucked with it, of course. So I'm an intern for both magazines at the time. Like I'm a kid in the candy store. I'm living like my dream. You know, I'm living a dream that I couldn't even fathom. Like, I got the dream, but I didn't even manifest it myself.
You didn't dream that high. You didn't even dream that high.
I didn't know it was possible. I didn't know they were owned by the same publication until I went for the interview for the internship and discovered that on my first day. I'm like, what? This is crazy.
And look at that. You ended up leaving out with two, and that's dope. My nephew, I remember the Slam. I think when LeBron first came into some year, because my nephew, shout out to my nephew, he does New York City, but he played basketball for Mount Vernon. That's when they won the states. They was in Hawaii and all of that, so they was in that magazine and shit too. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
talk about those.
The first time I met LeBron was in the Slam office.
Yeah, see, so I think that was the issue. You know what I mean? He was on the cover and all.
He was like, I think he was like 19 years old. I thought this dude, I remember him walking through the office door, and I thought his shoulders were gonna get stuck. Like his shoulders were so wide, I thought he was gonna get stuck going
And
through
he
the door.
was slim back then too. That was a slim
Right,
LeBron.
that was smaller Ron. Exactly. He was
When
still he was
Pistons was
always
trying
a
to
fucking
body
big
him.
dude though.
Like people don't remember, like Ben Wallace was trying to body him that year. Rashid and them was trying to catch him, you know.
Yeah.
No, but like being there for that, you know, because like you said, like the source was there at the time, but like you was there at the Double XL.
Yeah.
And what was your job there as far as I know you was an intern, but when you worked into being regular?
Yeah. When I graduated and came back, like that's when Elliot took over, and you know, I got high praise from the pre-existing staff, and everybody always spoke highly of me, like, yo, whatever you do, keep B. Should hire B. Yeah, he knows all this stuff. And then yeah, he gave me like I think I had like my first job was like an assistant editor or something like that. And then, but I was, you know, and that's the thing about Elliot. Like Elliot was naturally a music editor. Like he was a music editor at the source. So he was the one I would give all the big mics, all my stuff. So he was a music head. So like we worked perfectly because I was the same way. Like I'm a super mixtape guy. I know all the rhymes. Like I know shit before it comes out. I record all the Stretch and Bobbito shows. I would put him on the stuff that he didn't know about. So I almost rejuvenated him and rejuvenated that rap nerd in him. Where it's like, you know, the stuff that he couldn't catch because he was handling like certain business, you know, I would catch. So I was just like, yo, I'm already doing the music editor job. Like, what's good? You know? But I was so young, he was like, I don't know if you're ready. And I'm like, I'm already doing it. Like, so whatever. I kept putting the pressure on him. I mean, it didn't take super long, but like, you know, he made me like one of the youngest music editors at the time. Man. It was, and you know, I never looked back, you know.
Who was doing the Step Your Rap Game Up joint over there?
Step Your Rap came up. I think that was Vanessa.
Yeah, I remember I mentioned something like that. I was like, you never catch me page 43, Double XL, the Step Your Rap Game Up. That's what Lazy MCs. I just remember that page because I spit about it. But it's
yeah,
like,
dudes used to get it. They used to get it. I mean, it was a couple of unfair selections, but like, most of them were just whack rhymes, whack bars, just keeping dudes on point. You know, I mean, I think it was necessary. You know?
I think it caught some favorites though. I think people would be surprised when it was in there because it was no holds barred. It was like I don't know. I don't want to say it was one of my favorites. I feel like I caught a Redman verse in there or something before.
Everybody caught it. Like nobody was protected from it, man. Like, you know, and that's what the thing. It was like that's the thing I didn't like about it though, right? Because it was like you would get like a Redman being there is kind of ridiculous. Like, okay, he may spit a whack rhyme, but I mean, like it's Redman, and you already know
what he's doing.
Yeah, like you'll spit like you'll pick out. What I didn't like is they'll pick out a bad line from a verse that got a bunch of fireballs in it. So I'm like, why would you do that? Like you're making it seem like he's being a whack rapper. Like get at the dudes who are being whacked, and then pick the worst of the worst of the bad. And then highlight that so you can show that this rapper's not stepping. He needs to step his rap game up. Exactly. But Redman does not need to step his rap game up. Like
he was always
Hov, he had bad, you know, lines here and there, you know. So that's what I didn't appreciate.
Well, I didn't listen. That knowing you now and stuff is so funny because I'm like, I know I've had arguments with you through this publication, you know, or whoever, because I was like, I used to have those joints stacked up. You know what I mean? It was to a point where I was like, okay, I gotta just get rid of this. I'm gonna look like a hack.
Yeah, that wasn't really me. I wasn't. Again, I was a music editor, so I handled the music section and the new artist section. And I used to focus on like the best verses. You know, I'm like, Train of Thought was a column that we had, and that was basically because the source had Hip Hop Quotable. We took that further, where we would have the verse of the month, but we would have, you know, the artist actually be interviewed about that verse. You know,
that's dope. That's dope, man. Because that was always the thing about those magazines. I know people don't realize that now, but I raced to see the album, like the reviews, like the reviews. You know, you lived on those reviews, and I know that you caught slack on those reviews too. You know,
I used to get in so many arguments with rappers.
Were because you know at that time it was important that, like, their careers were.
We held weight. No, we built the brand up. Like that's one thing I say. Like I've been a part, like watching Michael Jordan's Last Dance and like hearing Scottie Pippen talk. Like I know what it feels like to be a part of a championship team. I know what it feels like to not be recognized as a championship team or even a contender, and then watch that, you know, watch the grind and consistency, and then watch that table turn. Like I was there. Like I went from us being dismissed to us being championship and us taking over. Like 2004, 2001 to 2004, we was running shit, you know, like it was crazy the shit we were doing.
Yeah, and it's like it took off because it was like that was the time when I don't know what was going on at the source, but you saw
Eminem was beefing with Benzino. That Benzino fucked up the source, you know, like and Dave Mays and all of them, like that's what fucked it up, you know. And then the source got taken over by Lionel McMillan because the business was bad. I mean, they kind of did themselves in, but the thing was, while they was like, you know, kicking themselves, while they was, you know, stepping on their own toes and kicking themselves, is like what we were doing was just like killing it. We were sticking to that.
Y'all basically took that crowd.
You said
what? Y'all took that crowd and that fan base because what you can see it, like even though as a reader you may not have seen what was going on, but you could see it in the quality of what was coming out.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, and then if you're a fan and you love this hip hop, Double XL was right there. You know what I mean? Right there. So it's like
we were it, man. You know, like Vibe would like they were flexible where they could do the R&B and the rap thing. You know,
right.
That was annoying to Elliot as well. But like Source was super rap, and like when they would fuck up or have like, you know, political issues with artists, you know, because of Benzino wanting to be a rapper and stuff like that, you know, it just started making us look cooler. And again, just you know, all the bullshit aside, like editorially, we would kill it. Like we wouldn't just put hot people on the cover. Like our issues would be crazy. Our features would be tough. We'd have the best guys in there. I'd make sure we got the, you know, the G-Deps, all the new guys first. Loom, you know what I'm saying? Like
that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's why I wanted to ask, like what you did there, and like so you were the one making those connections and
yeah, I was kind of like the ear to the street for the magazine, you know what I'm saying? Because I was always been outside, you know. So I'm like, you know, I'm 20 something years old, but like I'm in the club every night. I'm in the studios, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm hanging out with X, Y, and Z, you know what I'm saying? Like I know what was going on. So it's like it may be 2 a.m. on a Wednesday night, but like I'm in the studio finding out something that the other editors who are asleep don't know about, you know. So
and the thing is, it's work and fun at the same time.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I pretty much do for a living what I would, you know, was doing in my life, you know. So what's up, Nicole?
You know, thanks for joining us once again, my brothers Lid, Nicole. Oh, listen, everybody's in here. Shout out to the tribe once again, ASU, Davis. Happy belated birthday, bro, Savat. You know, but we here with my brother Bonsu Thompson. You know, now once again, you did also, like you said, you worked on screenwriting, you know, and you did some work on that.
Yeah, that's more recently. I went to Sundance. I went to 2 Sundance screenwriters labs with my director in 2019. We went to the winter lab in 2019, and then got invited back for the summer lab that June. Yeah.
Listen, that's dope, brother. The way you say that is like, oh yeah, nah, brother, that's big. Like,
no. I'm not downplaying it at all. I mean, it's funny because I look back and I'm like, it seemed like forever ago, but it wasn't that long ago. Just, you know, the pandemic makes everything seem further away. But
yeah, that's true.
Being on the other side of the pandemic feels like it was further away, you know. So
you know what? That's the truth too.
Yeah.
Happy belated birthday to Miss Jerry too. I forgot same day as Savat. You know what I mean? She's in here.
Oh, them damn Scorpios. Oh man, I know Scorpios. It's crazy.
Word. So, you know, like, how is it with being at Double XL, you know, and being there at the top and everything? I remember you spoke on some like classic moments that you were a part of. You know, if you remember, like Shannon, like I remember like the video.
Damn classic moment. All right, so you already know I give Nas a hard time, right?
Yes.
And then one of the reasons why I give Nas a hard time is because I'm almost like a disgruntled ex-girlfriend, right? Because when I from 94 until like 99, I thought Nas was like the greatest of all time, right?
All right.
Like, I mean, just look at his body of work from like, you know, those 5 years, and then he started making like the Nas album, you know what I'm saying? You know, he started making, he started like, but what happened was when I had the opportunity to get basically the first shot in the whole takeover ether battle, right? Beanie Siegel and them were throwing shots at Nas on mixtapes, and I knew it. Again, it wasn't like songs that were on albums. It was mixtape stuff. And again, I'm very much a mixtape guy. I have my ear to the street. So I'm on the set right, in Miami, South Beach, Miami, on the set of Uchi Wally with Nas. It's me and Nas in a trailer with just a fifth of Hennessy in between us, right? And of course, you know, we pouring it up, we talking, and I'm trying to get him like, yo, look, what's good with this? Like, where this coming from? Are you paying attention to this? I'm quoting them lines. Like, I'm really just trying to like poke the bear, like, come out and go jump out there. And he would not jump out there. And to the point where it was like, we exchanged contacts, right? And then like, I'll never forget, like, I think my birthday was like maybe a week or so later, and I was in a club on my birthday, and I remember being like super drunk and just kept getting these text messages from Nas like, yo, that shit I said about 50, don't put that in. That stuff I said about Prodigy, don't put that in. And I was like, damn, yo, like, and then, so then what happens is Summer Jam happens, right? The same year, Summer Jam happens, and then Nas goes in on him and Prodigy and sets it off. So now it's full-blown beef. And I'm like, yo, I was like, so now in the history of the beef, Jay-Z got the first strike when you could have had the first strike and I would have been the author of it.
Right.
You robbed me of my history.
Yeah, like you missed, because we all know what that is to be the first to report something, especially being accurately reporting. You know,
first is everything. When you come to journalism, first I mean, accurate is everything. Accuracy should be everything, but like to be the first one to report the truth is everything. And I did my research. I knew what was up. I knew what was going to happen. I'm giving you the opportunity to be the first to say your piece. And
take that first shot.
And he was wild passive aggressive. I was like, damn, yo, why you being like this, man? Like,
but if you remember, even after the joint dropped, Jay dropped the joint, he still took a while. It's like he was just so lax and laid back, like, you know, it was like,
yeah,
Nas
is just not an aggressive person. I mean, which is funny because like his brother Jungle is the opposite.
Absolutely opposite.
You heard the story about how Jungle approached Jay in the airport?
Not the full story, not the accurate shit.
Yo, that was,
you see me get ready. I mean, you can split that.
I mean, this is just his Jungle. Jungle was like him and Horse were in the airport, and they ran into Jay. This is during the height of all the ether takeover stuff, and as Jungle's like, yo, I gotta go. You know, Jungle's a hothead. He's immediately, but Jay was with a girl. So he said Jungle approached him and he's like, yo, what's good? And then Hov, like, he leaned back and like put his hand out because, you know, he didn't want to get snuffed or get his chain taken. That's what, you know, because Jungle would do that, right?
Yeah.
So like he gave him like, yo, what up? You know, we gotta connect, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So he was kind of like, I guess like kind of like, you know, downplaying the beef, almost like it was like wrestling type of thing. So anyway, Jungle goes back to the gate where he was sitting and gets the Horse, and Horse is like, yo, that was about to be a moment. Like, you know, it's reporters out here and everything like that. So Jungle's like, a word. He puts the battery in Jungle's back. Jungle's like, all right. So Jungle's about to go set it on Hov. He said he goes look for him. It was only 3 gates. I don't know where they were. There was only 3 gates. And he's like, I couldn't find this dude. He's like, yo, he had to be in the air. Like, he couldn't have left the airport. He has to be here. And he was like, the only place they didn't look is the woman's bathroom. So he says, he claims that the Hov was in the lady's bathroom with the woman. Because he said when he approached Hov initially, the girl looked like she saw a ghost. So she's like, he says that she probably pulled him in the ladies' bathroom to hide from them. I mean, this is just Jungle's account. It's crazy. But like, first of all, Jungle's not a liar, number one, and Jungle has always been absolutely, Jerry. Jungle's always been with the shits. Always been with the shits. Yeah. Like, Jungle will take your chain. Jungle will set it on you. Like, Jungle will pull out on you. Like, that's just always been Jungle.
Yeah, I know he's been a lot calmer now. Like, I watch interviews and things with him now.
Him and Hov are friends. Like, right now, they're
right. And he's been on this business thing. It's like, it's dope because, like you said, they're friends. That's what growth is, man. And that's what our hip hop has done, is grown. And you being a part of that, you know, being able to write about it, you know what I'm saying, has been amazing. Now, you said now.
When I'm given the opportunity to, you know.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. And one thing I was saying now, I respect and I love about you is that when you look you up, like, you know, self-employed. You know what I'm saying? That people don't understand. That's big.
Right.
That's huge. And it's like, you know, like I did 22 years in corporate America. You know what I mean? And it was just like, it felt like a rat race. You know what I mean? But sometimes it's like when you're self-employed, it's like you got to go get it. But you're getting it and you're getting something you love.
Every single day. I mean, and I tell people this, like, look, I'm never bragging about this. Like, this 2021 is actually the 10th anniversary of me leaving the workforce. And I mean, like, I don't brag on this. Like, it's not something easy to do. You have to be a certain way to do it. Like, you have to be a self-starter. You have to be ridiculously creative, innovative. You have to be flexible. You have got to be, you have to be a manager of your own time. You know what I mean? You got to be your publicist, your manager, promoter, your agent. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you got to be prepared to take like financial lumps, right? Because like sometimes the money dries up, or sometimes like it's just not available. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to be. I remember feeling like what do you call it? Like creatively pregnant, right? Like it was like, or creatively constipated, where it was like I have all these ideas, but not enough places to put them, right? And I mean, there was a time where like now Black culture's in, right? Black culture's in,
right? Yeah.
Corporate America gets the actual culture a little more, and like you can kind of create things a little more. That's wonderful, Hollywood, etc. But like not even that long ago, but like 2013, like it was ridiculously hard to get quality cultural ideas across, because we either didn't have the platforms, or we didn't own them, or we didn't own them, and those that owned them didn't really give a fuck about it, or didn't have the vision.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like I just remember being ridiculously frustrated. Like I never want to go back to that time. So I mean, but the thing is, I realized I went through that time because I had to like stay committed, because you can get frustrated and throw your hands up. That's a lot of my colleagues that I used to write with, who worked on magazines, that were just non-substitute teachers, or they went to a completely different area of work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they still hip hop babies, are still like editorial lovers, but like they couldn't deal with the restraints. You know what I'm saying? And the lack of opportunity.
And that's the thing, man. Like that's why I respect it a lot, because everything you said is like, you don't like that goes into it. It's not just stuff for putting on, man. It's the work that you got to go into every day. Now, the thing is, let me ask you this: if you were still like, if you fell back and did like a 9 to 5, not necessarily per se those hours, do you think that would have blocked your creativity through those years?
Possibly, yeah, because when you have a 9 to 5, and I mean, I've never really had like small like 9 to 5s. Like, I mean, it's different. You say 9 to 5, I mean, like there's like bus driver, there's like concession stand worker, there's like corporate America 9 to 5, and then there's like editor-in-chief, right? There's there's editorial director, right? Where it's like the job is not even the creative part, is such a small part of the job. It's the management of everything, the staff management, the office politics, office culture, making sure that the board is everybody gets greased and that they're happy all the time. Like there's just so much around the actual job that like it's distracting, and like there's really no room to be creative. You know what I'm saying? Or as creative as you'd like to be, Right.
And that's the thing, because you're so you're burdened with everything else, trying to make sure everything
like, I mean, my last job was I thought was a dream job. Like I'm going to be the editor. Think about it, right? My background is journalism, hip hop journalism. I'm a rap nerd. I am in my early 30s, and I'm the editor-in-chief of the Source magazine. Like I'm like, and you know what? It was the worst job I've ever had. And like it made me stronger, and I've become better. And that's why I stopped, because I'm like, if I was able to dunk with ankle weights on, then
Anthony Mason, rest his soul. But
you said what?
Anthony Mason. That's when I think ankle weights.
Oh, right. Yeah. If I can dunk with weights on, right? If I could I don't know if you're a basketball lover, right? Like Shaq was my dude, right? Like he used to tell me how he used to dribble with weights on his hands just to show you how low he can go. Like, so it's like if you can practice and still be efficient under duress, right? Under this much stress, with your boss hating on you, or you these much roadblocks, all this political vines, right? Like stopping your progress. Then imagine you just got a clear road. I'm gonna run faster than I ever ran. And I was like, I can try to, and there are some people who are great at that. I have friends who are amazing at that, right? Who can navigate the corporate world, who have the patience for it. But I don't have the demeanor for that. Like I will black out. Like I will turn a desk over. Like
you absolutely will, bro. I know you enough to know you would.
My thing is, I used to have screaming matches with my owner. Like that's not even professional. But like he was so unprofessional, he would bring out the worst side of me.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is dead wrong. This is unethical. And yo, bro, there was so much crazy that I can't even get into. But like, there was just so much wrong with my job on a personal and professional level, unethical, and it was just, I was like, oh, and I'm like, this is a black-owned company. Like,
Right.
Wait, if I'm dealing with this at a black-owned company, if I'm dealing with this with what was supposed to be my dream job, this is not for me.
They took the love out of it. It sounds like you said, it was your dream job, but they took the love out of it and they made it a nightmare. You know what I mean?
All of it. I had a friend who told me it was the perfect analogy. He was like, yo, when I first got the job, he was like, I hope you know what you're getting into. He's like, you're the best person for the job, but understand the job is installing air conditioning in hell. I was like, gotcha.
Now, this was after Double XL, obviously, because you so it was a step up. It was a better position for you.
Can't even say better. I mean, yes, it was definitely I had more power. Definitely. And it was, stature wise. But like, I had it really comfortable at Double XL, man. I mean, Elliot was like Elliot's the best boss I ever had. I never got declined for a raise. You know what I'm saying? I was making a lot of money. And had a lot of autonomy, you know what I'm saying? Because I was kind of like he was number two. I was like the Pippen to his Jordan. He wasn't going anywhere. So I'm like, but I was like, I'm write whatever cover stories I want to write. I write whatever features I want to write. I have my own sections to run. I'm also doing eye candy too. Like that was fun, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was to a point where it was like, I had like entrepreneur dreams as well. Like I wanted to do I felt like I had my ceiling and I wanted to do more creatively. My friends who are also really talented, so I started my own entertainment company, which is why I'm Bonsu Dreams, because my company was Dreams Are Real. Most of Dreams Are Real.
You started your own what company? That part I didn't catch. You said you started your own what company?
It was an entertainment company called Dreams Are Real.
That's my Dreams. Gotcha.
We were a production and management company, looking to become like a boutique label.
Word. Listen, man, it's dope because that just says that you were looking to help someone else along with their dreams or their aspirations. You know what I'm saying? And
we were trying to recruit Shy too.
Listen, he's there. Salute to our brother, man, because like I said, I had him on. Like I said, I make no grips about it. He's one of my favorite MCs. He got me through some real serious times. You know what I mean, with his music. So being able to have. That's what I do this for, because for me, just being able to have people on, like I said, I've been a fan of for years and didn't know who it was. You know what I mean? You never think of putting face to name, but if they write something, you see what he wrote? You know what I mean? You could straight up argue all month until the next one come out.
Yeah. I know. It's funny when I run into people who like they know the name, they haven't met me, whatever. I think because people think I look older than what I am. Also, like because they've been reading me for so long, I'm like, yeah, it is like. We expect to look like his grandfather. I was just doing it really young, like seriously.
Right,
so,
right.
And
once again, it was a talent that you had that was instilled and crafted. Now, let's talk about your relationship with our brother Torre. How did you and Tor meet?
Man, fuck that nigga, man. Me and Torre.
Here tonight. Normally he's here, but
he probably over there. He probably on somebody's movie set right now.
Yeah, he's busy, man.
Yeah, Torre's my guy. I'm grateful for Torre. We both organically just started doing Hard to Earn. Well, it wasn't even hard to earn at first. Like we were just recapping the verses.
Well, we was going into it. That's why I was like,
we were just like recapping the verses on some like, yo, we should like nobody's doing it. We should do it. Like that's my guy. Because the thing is, I was tuning into Live at 5, and like, like I was like, everybody was home for real. Like everybody was on real lockdown. Like
real.
At 5 o'clock, I'm like, yo, I fuck with Torre's really playing these joints. Like, it's a good vibe. I love the banter, the commentary.
Yeah.
So I started fucking with it. So I was just like, when I was like, yo, I would love to start recapping these battles and really start grading them on some like first take shit. I was like. He was one of the first people I was thinking about. Like, yo, I was like, what do you think? We did it once, and it was just like, hell yeah. Like, it was just instant. Sure. But I've known Torre for years. Grew up I didn't know him. I mean, he grew up in Brooklyn, but we didn't know each other like that in Brooklyn. We knew each other.
Is its own world. So, I mean,
yeah.
Like, I know that. So, and I was leading into what y'all do now because the relationship you know, when you started jumping in the lives. And then, you know, like I said, all of us, the banter was fun. We all got each other through all of that. And then when you were a guest on is when I really put it two together. I was like, oh, okay, like goodness gracious, like this is the dude that like I said, every 30 days I'm in there like, where's this magazine at? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so appreciate it. Like, you know, like I know you hear that, but listen, my crew, you gotta understand, like, and this is why I wanted to have you on, because like I said, it really means a lot to have your time, bro, because I know what your writing is. I know how strong your pen is, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you show people how mighty the pen is, you know?
Can be, yeah. And that's the thing, but also it's like, I know everybody thinks they're a writer. Like, it's like that's the beautiful thing about being a writer. I'm the best writer that I've ever been today, right? Because you have to get better at it. Like, that's the thing. You got to, it's almost like running. Like, if you keep running, you're going to get better at it. Like, no matter how much it sucked yesterday, like, if you keep running, it's going to get better day by day. And the same thing with writing. And it's not just about like, oh, I'm just going to grab my laptop and start punching it, or get a pen and start writing my thoughts down. It's about, it starts with research and what you fill your tank up with. Like,
absolutely.
What are you listening to? What are you reading? Like, what are you taking in? Like, are you just taking people's word for it, or are you actually going to read this, study this, and then go figure out, you know, and then kind of like measure it against other findings to make sure that their information is consistent? That's real research, you know. And it's a lot. You know, I do this, you know, pretty much every week.
Right.
You know, I have a contract with a Medium, and it's beautiful because, yeah, it's beautiful because I get full autonomy. I can write about anything I want. I can publish it any day I want. I can make it any, you know, length I want, and like, you know, it's. But at the end of the day, like, yeah, I'm 20 years in. That's the kind of autonomy I should have. I've worked all these years to have
to get to where you are, and you earned it basically. You know what I mean? Like,
that's
it. The articles, because let me tell you, you like you said, there's nothing you don't touch, and if someone is maybe a little queasy on some subjects, they may not want to read them. If they're scared of the truth, let's say that.
If you're queasy, I'm the person that like punches you in the stomach. It's like,
yeah.
Like, you
after they told you they was having a stomach ache, you was like, oh, right there. You know,
you gotta get, because that's just weakness, man. That's weakness and ignorance. You know, and sometimes like we want to run away from what's best for us, and that's like, nah. Like, you know, we're, and again, people of color, we're so used to being what's the word? We're so used to what's the word? We're so used to like trying to adjust to something, right?
Right.
So trying to adjust to something, to trying to just cope with something, cope with pain, cope with turbulence. As a minority, that we sometimes think that is normal, right? And sometimes we're being fearful and we don't even realize it, right? It's like when you have the electric gate for the dog, right? If the dog keeps the gate keeps getting stung. After a while, a dog is not going to the gate anymore. You can turn the electricity off. That dog is never going to that gate.
Because you know what happens, right?
That's the psychological trap that goes down with racism, and how that has a hold on your brain. You keep beating somebody down, after a while, they don't want to get up anymore. You can leave the room. They want to stay on the floor.
Yeah, exactly. And let me tell you something, man. I tell people, man, my story is, there's a lot of different layers to me, to the things I've been through. And down the line, I will be speaking about those, because everything you're speaking about.
Spoken offline about some stuff, yeah. You know?
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, because one thing about me is like the things I've been through in my life, where I am, I wear everything on my sleeve, because it's who made me. It was what made me, and I don't shy away from it. And it's like anybody, like, that's just how it is, man. And the thing is, to be able to get through those things, man, those things you speak about happen directly, you know?
Right.
And it gets to the point where it's like enough is enough.
Like, you're reaching out. I mean, writing sometimes does feel like, at times, feel like you're just kind of shooting in the dark, and you don't really know what you're doing, how it's landing, and who it's landing.
Right.
And then, like, you know, so when somebody like yourself will just really DM me and be like, yo, that thing you wrote, I went through that, or I've been dealing with that, I appreciate it. Like, that means the world to me. You know, 'cause I'm like, okay, if my guy who's talking to me on DM, it might be somebody who's not following me, or somebody who I'm not following back, or just doesn't have the courage to say anything to me. They may have like gotten the same kind of help or felt seen, you know, you know.
Let me tell you something.
That means
and it's the thing that makes me who I am, and that's what I love, because Me being this way is what makes me comfortable being able to have these conversations, and the comfort has grown over time. Having these conversations with people I look up to, I inspire in some way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
we don't ever get to our better self without going through discomfort, man.
right. Oh man. See, that's just another thing that it just is on point, man. You know. Now,
What's up now?
what I love too, and once again, shout out to everybody that's here, man. The tribe, everybody's here, the GOAT Squad, just people that's showing love to myself and Bonsu, of course. You know. Now, the thing with Tor, like you said, you got to the hard to earn.
Yeah.
What I love is that you turned something that the way y'all made it into, y'all labeled it and y'all got it trademarked and it's going now. Like that's one thing I love and respect too. You know.
Yeah.
Like, how did y'all feel? How did y'all go about that? It was just one of the things y'all just said, let's take this serious and go forward, because it started out as, like you said, just conversations about recap.
Right. We felt like we were just focusing so much on verses, and it wasn't our thing. You know what I mean? Right. We definitely reached out. Like, we reached out to Swiss and them, and we was like, yo, y'all need to fuck with our recaps. I should check our recaps out. We wanted to be like the official recaps for verses. Right. But when they were like, going through their own thing and they wasn't paying enough attention, we're like, we're not begging anybody for anything. Like, we got our own platforms. We know what we do. So we was like, we got to figure out our own thing. We have this audience. I mean, it's pretty much thanks to y'all. Like, y'all kept following us regardless of what we did. So we're like, whether we tap in on, live at 5, or I tap in live at 5, or, whether it's, he and I are doing like our exchanges on live, interviewing each other, like y'all would always tap in. I'm like, we have a small following from these recaps. Let's not only be restricted to verses. Like, let's figure out something that we can speak about and give the people on a regular basis. And that's when that's how Hard to Earn came out about. It was like, we can rate new albums, we can rate classic albums. Look, nobody was doing it. I've always been a person who I felt like the anniversaries when it comes to Black culture are not expressed enough, or not who are not commemorated enough. Because what happens is you only get one specific birthday. Like, whatever your last birthday was, you're never getting that birthday back. It's the same thing with anniversaries. So it's like these flowers are not being given to these bodies of work. These, Illmatic album, Daily Operation, Reasonable Doubt, Doggy Style. Like, these albums, they get 125th anniversary and they never get that again. So it's like, why can't we hone in on this? And like, I think it was, it was something that was always in my mind. So I knew once we got a platform in some capacity, I know it will fly. And like, it's working now. Like, we still trying to work out some kinks now. Trying to make another. But I mean, in just last year, we didn't go for Vivo. Vivo came to us asking for us. That was the top of the year. So I'm like, we've been rocking with Vivo just this year. You know what I'm saying? So like, now it's like, all right, we did that. We didn't even try to do that. We had our first live joint in July. That was a huge success. So that was like, all right, what's the next level? And that's what we're working on right now. So
man. And shout to Jerry, because she said it too, and that's another thing you started was fan of a friend. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was doing that every Thursday. During the I had to stop because I started getting like work. Like, I started writing. I can't really talk about it right now, but I got some like huge work at the top of the summer, and I was traveling a lot. It just wasn't making sense, so I had to put up. But I want to pick it back up in some capacity. Maybe I'll just do it once a month,
But the crazy thing is, the fan of a friend, because once again, I knew the regular cat came from what you and Tor were doing. That's why I purposely didn't do Thursdays, because I was like, nah, that's Bonsu Day.
I appreciate that.
So in my mind, I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna lead up to Bonsu. I'm gonna be the opening act.
Opening. I can't open it. Okay.
I was down with that. I'm a team player. Shout out to our brother Champs, but. I was like, let me open up the week. Bonsu got Thursdays on lock, and then I thought you and Tor might be doing something down the week. I was like, this is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But it's dope, man. I love it, bro. And it's like I said, if it wasn't for what you and Tor have done, I wouldn't have had this platform, because, you guys paved the way. And honestly, y'all both made it like, listen, it can be done. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
With Tor was fire. I love that. That was an excellent conversation, man. I
appreciate it, man, because Tor's like, he became more than just my favorite MC, because I would have those conversations with Tor. We would anything I could get to that he was performing, I would be there. You know what I'm
Good.
saying? So, so and then like my birthday, my 40th birthday, I still got the bottle that he gave me. It was one of those things.
Yeah, that was a
Remember?
great story. That was a great
Yeah.
story.
So it's dope. I remember his mom being there, happy birthday. I remember when
Yeah.
but they stopped the show.
Yeah,
Next, you
I
know,
never knew how far you were. I know you was hitting me. You were like, "Yo, you want to get invited to some of my stuff?" Like, I just never knew how far you were. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, you can always pull up. I'll let you know. I mean, you know what? I did a mini documentary on the making of Streams of Thought. Excuse me, Volume 3, Black Thought and the Kings album. The anniversary was October 16th. So on that day, the night before the 16th, I did like a small intimate screening of the documentary.
Oh, word.
Brooklyn, yeah. So I mean, again, but like stuff like that, I will,
Yo, I appreciate it.
I'll try to invite, specifically.
Oh, man. Nah, listen, and that's being acknowledging things like that. Thank you, because that means a lot to me. Because, like I said, I found my niche here. I love this. I love having these conversations with people in the culture. Like, I don't want people to think it's just MCs or producers. Like I said from the beginning, it's people that have contributed greatly to this culture in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
You have been doing that for a long time. And like I said, it shaped me. Because, like I said, I knew what those magazines meant to me and my peoples. And I knew around the world at that time, like, it wasn't, the internet wasn't like it is now. I mean, it was out, but, you needed the copies. You needed to see the cover. You know what I mean? The freshman covers meant something back then.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
absolutely.
those spots, I feel like they all paid for spots. It's just washed. Like,
no comment.
Let me ask you this, bro. Like, for someone who really really is, let me not say was, I apologize, who really is a writer, how do you feel about these washed up publications that's call themselves hip hop magazine? That's in the supermarkets you see and all of that. I'm glad I have you here because that's something that bothers me.
I mean, it doesn't bother me. I don't even notice them, honestly. I swear, I don't notice. I don't really notice whack shit. Like, that's the thing.
Right.
Like, I don't really whack things. It's like, you gotta like, like you have to like. I'm looking for greatness. I'm looking for the good stuff.
Right.
So I'm looking for something to inspire me because I know like the community, like the creativity and creatives belong to a certain community, and everybody in that community inspires everybody. So like I went to the Harder They Fall party last night for Netflix, and like I'm watching, like the director is emceeing the whole party.
Dope.
He's been like bringing Baron TV on stage. He got the Roots band behind him. Like, he's a director. He did his job. The movie's fire, by the way. So if y'all haven't seen The Harder They Fall, please go watch it tonight on Netflix.
No, I'm gonna be watching it. It was one of those things I went to set time. Me and Jess we're gonna watch that joint together. Like, it's one of those things I can't watch without her because she
watched that on the. I mean, I made sure the first night it came out, I saw it in the theaters. But like it's Netflix as of yesterday, and like, yo, I'm gonna watch it again tonight because I'm actually probably gonna write about it.
Word.
It's all of that. I mean, like, if you appreciate cinematic eye, like James Samuel, he shot the fuck out of this movie. Jonathan Majors is my favorite actor right now. Like, he kills it. Regina King, crazy. They have a lot of new faces in it that also kill it. It's so many faces. I'm not even gonna tell you everybody, but it's a lot.
I saw the
your faces that you're. It's a very black movie without being about a black story. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could have easily been all white cast, but like, that's the beauty of it. Like, but it's very much black, and the music is all like, rockers and like classic stuff. Like, they make
for that banger they dropped, that Jada, Conway, and Jada.
They performed that. Yeah, they performed that last night. Yeah, exactly.
Yo, yeah, that's pretty. Now, real quick though, it's dope because shout out to my brother Jamil Honesty. He's the MC I had on a few episodes ago. He had an album called The Rufus Buck Project, so he was on that way before that. Like, and then this movie is out. I think that's Idris Elba's character is Rufus Buck, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's a real character?
You're a real person. Yeah, these actual people. Yeah. So
I think Jonathan Major is supposed to be I think he's like Nat Love, right? Which is, I think it was Deadwood Dick. But those are, from what I remember, were fictitious characters.
I thought, and let me then make sure I correct myself. But I know my brother Jamil Honesty, his album, and if you ever get a chance, I'm gonna send it to you. Yeah, it's dope. It's called The Rufus Buck Project, and he was just on that, But so now, like, right now, what's like that you can speak on? What's in the works for you now? Or before we go there, I think, I see ASU, You're talking about the popular internet. All right, word. So that's what we was asking about, like your idea of with the internet now and everything.
No,
with physical hip-hop
no,
magazine.
they're not. They're not. I mean, I think there's a place for them, but I think they're more like novelty pieces.
Right.
Where, like you would make, sometimes people still love tangible things. Like I still buy coffee table books. I buy my friends coffee table books.
Right.
Still have a bunch. I have too many coffee table books. I have more coffee table books than I have, space.
You got coffee. But you got to do them each month. You got to change them up.
Yeah, you got to swap them out. You got to have a nice collection. But like it's like some people want tangible things, but the world doesn't. Right. The world right now is very content is disposable. So people want to chew it up, spit it out. That's what they want.
Yeah.
There's certain thing. Yeah. Collect. And like that's like, for instance, Nipsey Hussle, he sold his album for what, $1,000, something like that, or
that mixed joint is first.
Like $1,000. Yeah, it's like, you're not gonna sell that to the world, but if you get 10 people to buy that, like it's got a little bit of change. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
Bought like 100 copies or some shit like that.
Hope. I know you definitely held them down with that joint.
Yeah, but it's for certain people. So I mean, like, are actual magazines, are they relevant? Yeah, I think there's some relevance there, but as relevant, absolutely not. That consumption model too is also just archaic.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, like you said, you don't pay attention to the whack stuff. I've been, like I said, I got duped once buying this. It's just anything that said hip hop on it. It catches my eye. Yeah. So at the time there was no more Source or Double XL. I'm in line. I see a hip hop magazine, so I buy it, and I immediately just threw it out like before I got home with it because it was so watered down, and it wasn't even for us anymore. I'm sorry.
What magazine was it?
I think it just said Hip Hop Weekly or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Weekly? Oh yes.
It was just terrible, man.
That's like a tabloid. That's not a real.
That's exactly what it is, because that's what it is next to the Inquirer and all of that. So that's when I realized, all right, exactly. There's no more published articles that we can read anymore. So everything is online. You know what I mean? Or
I haven't seen Hip Hop Weekly for years. Like, you saw one recently?
I think I'm in Connecticut, bro. So we still keep the things that
They got the remnants of that bullshit. Man. I don't think they published in like 5 years, if not longer.
But see, that's why, and I let people know, like in Connecticut, when I've been out here this long, and that's why we really had to tap into the internet for music, because even the radio is just so hard. It's been horrible. You know what I mean? So tapping in.
I don't know how people listen to radio. It's just hypnosis. They play the same 5 records over and over again.
Yeah. Now what you got to tap into is my radio station, man. We got Regular Cat Radio. We on iHeart. So you got to check us out, man.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, that's like satellite radio is where it's at right now. You have like different channels, like it's diversity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love satellite radio. Like like regular celestial radio. I don't understand how people listen to that shit. Like, it's the same 5 songs. Like,
can't do it anymore, man. It's just not meant for. It's just meant to just dumb. I just feel like it's dumbed down, because anything with substance is not there, And that was my argument when I became fans of, like, in 07, when I was fans of Torrey Shaw, Sky, Joel Ortiz was coming out and all of that, and I'm like, listen, this is what I'm listening to. You know what I mean? And it's like I'm battling people like, nah, there's music out there, But I appreciate that, bro. My brother King Virtue, Miss Jerry, she asked who did the artwork for your joint, and I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah, that was fire.
Shout out to my Ghost Squad brother, man, King Virtue. Listen, he did the music. That's his beat too. He is a phenomenal.
And I fuck with the beat, yo. I was like, my boy was like, yo, I thought this was your NFT. I was like, shit, it needs to be.
Listen, shout out to my brother Virtue. He's on the squad now, Jerry. He's my art, handles my art and music a lot. You know what I'm saying? But he's on the squad, his Ghost Squad. He's a talented brother. You're gonna start seeing me push a lot of this Ghost Squad music too. I'm gonna be making sure you get to. We got some things bubbling with that too. It's dope, and I want you to be a part of it as well. If you can, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. So
let's before I let you go, bro. What is it that you can talk about that you're doing now that you got in the works that's coming up?
What can I talk about? I mean, it's still about my writing. Again, I have a deal with Medium, so I write every week. A variety of different things. I mean, everything from my last couple of pieces were about why do Black people still celebrate Halloween. Sometimes I
saw that, and you made me. listen, you made me think because once again, your writing does that, and I never interrupt the artist, the guest. And I'm sorry, but
Okay.
it really did make me stop and think because I took my son out and all that. I've never been big to dress up, but it's one of those things like, and that's what I love about your writing. You make me think like, okay, word.
Yeah, and I mean, and the thing is, like, you know, I love how people react to it because, like, you don't get the full, like, you don't get my full opinion on it. Like, I'm not against people dressing up. I've done it. I've put, you know,
Right.
I've done like I've never done like full costumes as an adult. I don't do that, but like I've definitely like, you know, put on a black hat backwards and like, you know, did the black shirt and been Nino Brown with a gold chain. Like I've done stuff like that. Kango hat like LL Cool J. I've done stuff like that, right? Like I mean, but like maybe a half a handful of times, but like, and I love seeing it. Like I love when people get creative with costumes. I'm just talking about like the root of it. You know what I'm saying? And like
Right.
all it. That's why I mentioned Thanksgiving. That's why I mentioned Christmas. Like if you see how I write, like I'm it's not about like Halloween being something that's terrible for you to do or with your kids. It's about us being aware of things things that we are embracing and why we're embracing it and making seeing if that's in alignment with who you are today. You know what I'm saying? Like you may
Right.
and again, not to get too spiritual, but like you may be a person who really can't afford to be around anything that's dark. You know what I'm saying? Especially spiritually. That may not be healthy for you spiritually. So like maybe that's not the time. A costume is not worth, you know, entertaining that time, you know?
Right.
But that's
Right.
how I want people just like, you know, I know people read my stuff and it's like, oh, he must hate it and you can't get dressed up. Like people actually in my comments on Twitter talking about you hate candy, and I'm like, yo, bro, I don't fucking hate candy. I don't eat a lot of candy, but like, why would I hate candy? Like, I hate candy corn. That's disgusting. But like,
Oh
you know,
man, that's the worst thing ever made.
yeah.
Candy corn.
But I'm like, I don't hate candy. Like, you talking about? Like, I love Snickers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yo,
yeah,
man, listen, I'm gonna hit my son with candy, yo.
stupid. But anyway, my point,
Word.
like, you know, the stuff I write, I have a variety of things that I write. You know, if you follow me, you know, that's what you're gonna see me posting the most. You know, also have a, you know, a pretty fun life, you know, at times when I'm not working.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, as far as that, it's really just that. I'm really trying to grow the hard to earn brand, and then like really visual storytelling. Like I'm working on a couple of documentaries that we're trying to get sold. That Black Thought Sean Kane thing is in the chamber. If Thought's album gets a Grammy now, we might be able to like release it at some point.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know that's really what I'm here, just like to tell our stories, tell Black stories.
Yeah.
Like big, like elaborate stories. Like I don't always need like a Netflix deal, but like, you know, it may be something where I can tell a story in 5-10 minutes, you know what I'm saying? But something that's really important, you know? So yeah, that's really the focus right now.
Word, man. Listen, I want to thank you, bro, because like I said, your work ethic.
Also disgusting, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, licorice shouldn't have ever been made either.
But
You know
the
what I mean?
cough drop can't, like it's like cough elixir candy. Like who wants to eat that? It's crazy.
Nah, Luden's joints, they got me through church when I was with my grandmother. Them red Luden's cough drops. That's how I keep still. Those and those strawberry candies. You know, my grandma
Oh yeah,
like
yeah. With the strawberry seeds on the wrapper game. Those are
yeah.
fire. Those are fire. Those are fire.
You needed those to get through church. Like my grandma, that was it. She's like,
Those are fire. Yeah.
butterscotch too.
Worthy. All everybody's grandmother had the Werthers on deck. Absolutely.
Yeah. Nah, but listen, real talk, Bonsu. Thank you, brother, because I know who you are, man. And for all people that rock with me that may not have known, I hope they do now. Follow my brother Bonsu Thompson. Follow, like, give everybody your links that who may not know him, so they know where to catch your work at, bro.
Go to medium.com. You can check me out. Again, actually, just go to the link on my page. The link on my page has pretty much everything I've written, like the last 2-3 years, two years. You know, yeah, catch up. You know, it's a lot to go through. Pick your piece, whatever speaks to you. I feel like there'll be something there. So whether you want political, whether you want, I got you, Sin. When I get off, you know, whether it's whether it's political, whether it's socio-political, it's very Black. You know, you know, or just sometimes just having fun. Like I don't really get personal a lot, but there's a couple of pieces. Like I wrote one recently called "The Fall Guy," which talks about, you know, some of my personal history. You know, I think I've written a piece about my mom that was pretty personal. Like it's mostly just me journalistically, you know, kind of educate folks on what they don't know or how they should be perceiving things or giving you a different perspective on something. But yeah, if you follow me or if you fuck with me, read my shit, you know, and then we'll have the visuals for you, you know, in between all of that.
And it's so dope because once again, knowing where you from, like just knowing what you let people know. I say that I don't know. Nobody knows everything about.
That's the thing, man. That's the beauty of me. Anybody who knows me for real. Like I'm very private. You know, I'm
Yeah.
very
Let that be known from the jump too. Like, listen, I ain't not, and you
yeah,
said that
yeah,
that's just what it is.
yeah.
But it's
I'm
expected.
very private, but also my point is, my thing is, I live enough and I have enough to say where I don't need to tell everything. I can give you, I can still fill your belly without giving you everything in my fridge. You know what I'm saying?
Again, that's the education and that's the power of your pen, bro. Like you said, it's art and it is part of our culture, being able to tell our story the right way.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
storytelling. That's how we used to pass information. You know, in the
Yes.
old days, like storytelling was our telephone. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah.
it's
You
it's a
know,
gift. It's a gift. I'm on.
everyone follow Bonsu Thompson. Check his LinkedIn, check his work with Medium because this is a prolific writer who, listen, man, if you want to just just feel differently about things, man, just go read something educated, man. This is the man behind all of those classic stories from all these articles from our hip hop culture. He's helped shape a lot in this culture, man. And I'm thankful to call this dude my brother, man, to have him on here to be able to call my brother, him not checking, like, nah, I ain't your brother. You know what I mean? Because
Nah,
he'll do that to somebody.
try for real, man. You know, absolutely not. You
Word.
know, I get people ask me to do this all the time. Like,
I know.
I don't
I
say
know.
yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, my thing is, I have
Word.
to trust you because, like, you know, we get on here and people start asking you wild questions, and I have to, like, I don't want. I've never hung up on anybody on the live, and I never want to. You know what I'm saying?
But you will.
I can't do this unless I'm comfortable with you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Thank you, man. Because this is one thing, like I said, that's what, and I love it. That's the response I get a lot too, man. Because people feel comfortable, and I have people reaching out to me now, which is dope. And want to be on because they see that.
Build
So
that. Build it.
I
Build
appreciate
it.
it.
You late, Roz. You're late. You missed it. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, listen, once again, Bonsu, thank you, bro. We're gonna be talking because that's what we do, man.
You,
And
you
anything,
save this and you put this on your on the site.
yeah, it's on my. It always goes to the website, and then also the audio is always on. We do the retake for the audio on the iHeartRadio on regular cat radio too.
Yeah.
You
Send me
know,
that. Send me that also. Send me the audio so I can I can send it to some folks. They can listen on their own time.
thank you, bro. Appreciate that. I got my man DJ on. He's a man, but he's the ghost face of the regular cat. He don't want to be seen, but he got a lot of that work in. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I
You know.
love it. I love it. Deanie, Ghost Deanie.
Yeah, exactly, yo. But salute, Bonsu. Thank
All
you,
right, brother.
bro. We'll be
Yes.
talking again soon, man.
Peace.
Word. Listen, man. Thank you, everybody, man. That's my brother Bonsu Thompson, man. Like I said, his work has been through my hip hop, like I said, from the '90s, reading all his articles and being able to put a face to the work last year through the tribe, and seeing and then when he was on Tour's show, just hearing his story was so dope, man. And I'm happy to call people like that a friend, somebody that looks out. I know want to see me win. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, he doesn't do this a lot. You know, he went from rocking with Jay and them last night to being here with me tonight. So that says a lot, and that's what I appreciate. You know, once again, shout out to my tribe. Shout out to the Ghost Squad. Shout out to happy belated birthday once again to Miss Jerry and Savad. You know, y'all got to check us out, man. My brother DJ keeps the station rocking. Once again, we are on iHeartRadio. It is called Regular Cat Radio. Check us out. We got my man Philly Phil on Saturday nights. I want to salute. He didn't jump in here tonight. He must have been busy. But my brother Cool B, DJ Cool B out of New York, he will be joining the station and be having some of his sets on. That is one of the Blend Kings. So you'll be hearing his joints. I'll let you know when. Shout out to my man DJ Big Juice 700 out of Hartford. Now he's out of town now. I don't want to say where he's at in case he don't let everybody know. He's one of the DJs that will be blessing us on Regular Cat Radio. Plus, you're gonna start hearing my Goat Squad crew. I'm gonna have a Saturday night Ghost Squad night where you're gonna hear some fire from these dope artists. All right, if I'm telling you they dope, please understand and believe me. You know what I'm saying? And once again, we have the website, the regular cat, Konvo.com. We have the YouTube channel. We are growing the radio station. Shout out to my brother DJ. He puts in so much work to get this here. So like he said, give us 10 to 15 minutes, man. If there's songs on there that you listen to that you don't like, you can hit me up directly and tell me. We will remove it because we want y'all to hear it. We want y'all to be there and listen and support what we're doing. We got a lot coming soon. We're going to be doing giveaways and all of that. Right now, what we do is we replay on there my brother B-Zone, who does great interviews with everyone in the culture as well. His interviews are re-aired on Sundays. We got my brothers Savad and Phil, Tissue on the Tape. Their interviews are re-aired on Tuesdays. You know, we got my brother Shy Stimula, one of my favorite MCs, him and Boardwalk Brown. No Bars Off is re-aired on here as well. We re-air my show. And it's your girl Dynasty, Salute Dynasty. We now have her interviews on the station as well. I'm going to have on the website the time slots for everything. So if you miss anything, you'll be able to see the times we have everything on. But keep in mind, besides all these interviews, we got some dope hip-hop rocking constantly. I'm going to be dropping some playlists on there. Yo, ASU, this is going to be for you and me, bro, and everybody want to rock. I got my crew list, all hot crew joints. I'm going to release this playlist probably tomorrow's Friday. So probably tomorrow, 5 o'clock, I'm going to have it on there. So if you're not listening, tune in to Regular Cat Radio. Tomorrow, you go down the lane with me, curated by yours truly, Sasha Rock, a.k.a. The Regular Cat. All dope crew joints, all right? I want to thank y'all for your time tonight. I will let y'all know either Saturday or Sunday is going to be on next week. I'm excited as I am for everybody, man. Once again, I'm your boy Sasha Rock. I'm just the regular cat that loves hip-hop, man. Do what you love. Do it because you love this culture, and do it because you love everything about it, man. Salute to everybody that shows me love and be here, man. I appreciate y'all. Enjoy your week. Have a good one, safe one, and we'll do this again next week, all right? Love y'all. Peace.